So you guys heard all about the monolith. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's just wild.
So the story is that people from the Utah Department of Public Safety were flying overhead, and they saw this weird structure in the middle of like a very remote part of the desert, and they came back and they took this footage here. Mysterious monolith. Pretty big, pretty gnarly. I mean, this is straight up a scene out of Star Trek, how they're like wandering down the rock side.
Yeah.
Straight out of 2001 Space Odyssey, too.
Oh.
There was goats? Bro, there was goats!
Oh, shit!
What does it mean? Pretty interesting, though.
Yeah.
Really captivating.
3 meters high.
So what is that, like 10 feet or something? That's pretty big. Planted firmly in the ground. Yeah. Now, what really interests me about this... Yeah, it's totally a reference to that. It's literally identical. So what really interests me about this is that people on the internet using like Google satellite imagery went back at that exact location, and then they could tell how long it's been there. And apparently it's been there since 2016. It's been there for 4 years before somebody discovered it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it just showed up.
It was there. Yeah, I mean, they just found it, but it was there for 4 years.
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's kind of just spooky, even. It's kind of incredible how, like, in this country, there's places that are so remote, you can put something like that for 4 years and it's not discovered. So here's some more pictures of it. Let's see.
So it was in such a good shape after 4 years.
I agree, man. They made that thing to last for sure. Also, the place they found to put it is like so badass.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect set, you know? So anyway, now it's at an undisclosed location because authorities didn't want curious seekers becoming stranded and need to be rescued. But of course, people found the location almost immediately.
Yeah.
David Suber may have been among the very first to view the monolith in person. Coordinates were circulated around Reddit. Here's the video that he posted when he found it. This was actually one of the more interesting videos because he answers a lot of questions I had about it. He like knocks on it. He says what it's made
Y'all
of.
wanted the magnet test?
I don't know how to full screen. Damn.
You can't zoom in.
I can do like I can do like
Yeah.
this. How's that look, Dan?
So I didn't bring a strong enough one, but not sticking.
Not magnetic.
Okay, those are the attempts. And
Probably
then,
aluminum then.
Let's see. So is it solid? Not solid. Sounds a little bit like a cardboard box.
Super
And then
hollow.
It's the lighter side. You got rivets and handprints probably from Diesel Dave going all the way up. And then it's 3 different panels. You can see there. So all the panels are separate and then riveted. Hollow, riveted, not magnetic. Hey.
Very interesting, right? So the theory that's really interesting is there's an artist called John McCracken who is known for making kind of art that looks exactly like that.
Oh, really?
Here's an example of his art. He was obsessed with sci-fi and minimalist art, stuff like this.
Yeah.
Here's a piece of his art on the right for comparison. Now, there's no actual evidence to say that this is his work, and he has passed away some time ago, actually. But people think it's a bona fide piece of his art. One problem, of course, is that nobody who knows him thinks it was knows anything about it. His friends, his dealers.
Yeah.
His son, though, had a really interesting anecdote, who's still completely puzzled by it. He said when he heard the news, he immediately thought of an evening in 2002 when his father said to him that he said something to the effect of that he would love to leave his artwork in remote places to be discovered later. He was an avid reader of science fiction. He believed in time travel and extraterrestrial life. So basically, nobody knows really where it came from. But the best theory so far is that it's somehow related to this guy. Although, again, nobody knows, and he passed away. But it has been there since 2016, according to satellite imaging.
His name is John McCracken?
Here it is, by the way. Here's the earliest known satellite image from 2016.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it says on Google that John McCracken died in 2011, which would have been 5 years before
Yeah.
it
Yes.
first showed up on...
Yes, that's correct.
Huh.
That's correct.
So they're theorizing that he had instructions to somebody to carry out this thing after his passing?
That's the mystery, right?
Huh.
So, yeah, he passed away before this thing was erected by some 5 years or something like that. But the construction is definitely, like, made by somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's really impressive, the fact that it lasted so long.
And the way that it's anchored into the
It's-
ground firmly, that's not easy to do.
Yeah, it's installed really clean. Definitely a professional.
So, now the annoying part, it disappeared.
Yeah.
And everyone thought, like, you know, it's part of the art exhibit. But this leaked out. I saw a video here on TikTok actually this morning. And it looks like some fucking assholes actually just
took it.
Just removed it. Of course, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Are y'all wondering what happened to the Monolith? Because my buddy was there and he got it on film. So my buddy and his friends went out to the Monolith around 4:00 p.m. And one of the things that they mentioned is, well, he's a photographer. And one of the things that they mentioned is he wanted to get there because it was also a full moon that night. And this is what he said. I had just finished taking some photos of the Monolith underneath the moonlight and was taking a break, thinking about my settings I needed to change for my last battery of drone flight when we heard some voices coming up on the canyon. We were contemplating packing up our things as they walked up so they could enjoy it for themselves, just like we did. At this point, I looked down at my watch and it was 8:40 p.m. 4 guys rounded the corner and 2 of them walked forward. They gave a couple of pushes to the Monolith and one of them said, "You better have got your pictures." He then gave it a big push and it went over, leading to one side. He yelled back to his other friends that they didn't need the tools. The other guy with him at the Monolith and said, "This is why you don't leave trash in the desert." And this is the second part. You could pause it because I don't want to have a part 2. This is the photo of the guys pushing over the Monolith.
I missed the chance to pause it, but at first I was like, man, is that really true? But then this morning I saw there's a New York Times article saying the same exact thing. That, do you guys have the New York Times article in here? Well, anyway, it's the same info. He says, this is why you don't leave trash in the desert.
Trash? What kind
Suggesting
of evil shit is
that
that
the Monolith is an eyesore and a pollutant to the landscape. He did not photograph the man because he didn't want to start a confrontation.
Really?
Apparently, someone got a few photographs of him. Here, let me open this New York Times article. But it's like, God, you're such a fucking douche, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. You're a piece of trash. So here they are removing it. They said, leave no trace. The article, of course, is...
They're burners.
Is Earthlings, it seems, not aliens, removed the Utah monolith. Why would you do that? It's just like such an asshole. They're like, let's go out there and throw it out.
There's a lot of people that feel that, you know, you're like disrupting the environment by going out into these remote places and doing
was there
stuff
for
like
4
that.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact they said leave, like if they actually said leave no trace or whatever, that's the whole Burning Man philosophy or whatever. You know, how they have the party in the desert every year.
Yeah, that's
like their motto is leave no trace.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure they leave no trace. I'm sure. So another monolith appeared in Romania days after that one disappeared. But it's probably just a copycat. There you have it, guys. The monolith story. I don't know. What do you think about the guys that went in there and removed it? Is there any...
I hate them.
You hate them. Does anyone agree with anything? See any truth in what they did?
No, it's messed up.
I don't know. It depends on it if it really was like disruptive to the environment to go out there and install that thing. Like, did they like have to like drill into the ground or anything?
Sure, probably.
I don't know. I mean, obviously it's kind of a douche move, but
I
like
don't
I
see
can kind of
what's
understand why somebody would
the-
be annoyed by it.
Why don't you just tear down every building we've ever built?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Just tear down. Just fucking wipe. Let's just push all of Los Angeles into the sea for disrupting the environment.
but this was theoretically in some sort of nature preserve or something, right?
I don't know. It was just in a desert.
I think it is. I think it's in a big national park.
But it's been there for 4 years. That's the thing, like, or even possibly longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they should have just got more of an explanation or been more transparent about why they were removing it if they did.
It seems like their intention was what we think pretty clearly. They're just like, fuck this trash in the desert.
Could they have been the ones that installed it though?
No. I don't think so. I think the implication is very well. I think at first people thought it was, but now very clearly, I think they're just, as Dan says, burners.